Well, I love the 4, 5, 6-part harmony. How many did you count? Did you count a bunch of different harmonies? I did too. Sounds great from up here. How's it sound from back there? I knew it. I knew it. You know, Unity of Pasadena, what a special place. I'm Reverend Greg Dorst, and happy to be here. It's a beautiful day out. It's a beautiful day in. We are a warm and loving community, and we stand on certain principles that set us apart in some ways, but draw us together in others. So I have a saying that I really, really like that I'd like you to join me in. There's only one thing. It may look like more than one thing. It may feel like more than one thing. But it's only one thing. Expressing as you, expressing as me, and everything we see. Well, I've been walking around here since 9:30-ish, and a couple of people finally noticed that I'm wearing this Wizard of Oz tie. It's really one of my favorite ties. I love it. I love the metaphysical and metaphorical aspects of the Wizard of Oz. You know, it's really kind of a unity story. It truly is. And it's playful. You say, today is cultivating play and rest. So play is all about, the roles that you can see yourself in the Wizard of Oz. You know, I mean, I think I've often felt, and this is not a self-condemnation issue. We just finished that class, by the way. But I've often felt that I'm the scarecrow, you know, because the scarecrow is looking for a brain. But I know I've got one, but the wisdom has taken a little while, you see. So, and I know they're attached somehow to the brain and wisdom, but I didn't bring the heart in quickly enough, you know. So actually, I became the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. Well, it's pretty seriously difficult, isn't it? No, I love this story. And it's also so unity, you know. I mean, the place that they had to go, you know. Do you have to go to church to find God? Do you have to go to the Emerald City to find the brain, the heart, and the courage? Well, no, it's inside of you all the time. What a wonderful story. So I wore this in honor of cultivating play and rest today. So I wanted to let you know that I'm on board with both of those things. So we have a saying that I'd like you to join me in, and it's up on the screen for you. It's a unity blessing. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. We also have a statement of faith, so would you join me in that? There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God the good omnipotence, and I am one with that presence and power. The statement of faith kind of draws us together, you know, and I want you to know that we're bigger than you think we are because we have a streaming audience. And if you're new on streaming, welcome. And if you're, because I can't see you right now, but I can feel you. If you've been here before, we're so glad that you're here today. Feel the same way about each and every one of you. It's a wonderful thing that you've stepped into Unity of Pasadena. And, you know, you can just feel the beauty in here. You can just feel the connection. So let's feel it even deeper. Would you please ring the gong for prayer, Jackie? Oh, nicely done. So let's just take a deep breath and release it. Let's take another deep breath. Release it. Just let yourself fill up with this idea of spirit as love. The presence of God is often felt as love. Let's feel that right now. Let's feel the presence of God deep within us. Hold ourselves in that love. Recognizing that the presence of God is in, around, and through this very space. In, around, and through each person here. In your thoughts, in your feelings, in the way that you communicate with others, the presence of God speaking, moving through you as you. We're so grateful for that knowing. For we are just made of God's stuff. We are one with this Spirit, this creative intelligence, this source of all good. And that's the reason we call ourselves unity. So we recognize as well that we have helping hands throughout Unity of Pasadena that allow this space to become what it is on Sundays. We're so grateful for our volunteers that greet you at the door, that hand out programs, that look you in the eye and say, it's good to see you again. Volunteers that do the streaming and the sound and the PowerPoint. Our wonderful musicians today. I'm so excited that we're bringing music that is so upbeat and fun and beautiful, yet heartfelt. And our board of trustees, which does some amazing things. We have a board of trustees that makes certain that Unity of Pasadena's doors are always open. Makes certain that there's a consciousness of good that permeates this space. Makes certain that everything is ready to go for each and every one of us to have the grandest experience ever. Makes certain that each one of us can feel in our hearts and say, I love Sundays. And so it's with great thanksgiving that I release these words into the law of mind, knowing that today is already perfect, that this moment is already perfect, that this service is absolutely perfect. And in that knowing, we rest. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Whew. Well, let's see now. It's time for a 3-minute question. And I went over last time. I want to let you know that. It was such a serious topic that I thought it needed an additional 1 minute and 14 seconds. Let's see what we have today. Digging into Jonah's mouth. It takes some courage to do that, you see? Because you never know with this guy. According to the Bible, you might see me in 3 days. We don't know. So let's see what we have here. I think I'm going to need my glasses for this one. I have these out just in case so I don't have to super squint. You've seen me do that before, and so I've learned my lesson. Oh, yes, indeed. Here we go. Emerson said, "The maker of all things and all persons stands behind us and casts his omniscience through us and over things. This communication is an influx of the divine mind into our mind." How do you interpret this quote? An influx of the divine mind into our mind. Do persons access God through our intuition? Yeah, you know, the funny thing is that's a great question, and it was answered through the second question, do people access God through our intuition? Because when I read that part, people went, oh yeah, that's right. You know, I actually heard that from up here. But it's an exciting question, and it's an exciting idea, and it brings to mind the truth of our being, which is that we are one with Source. We are one with God. And not only do we operate in this physical world as an experience of God, I hope you understand what I mean by that. I mean, we're really just God experiencing life at our level. But we operate in this world in a different way as well, because we think through this one mind. We can think of God as one mind. And in that mind is all things. In that mind is all thoughts. In that mind is all ideas. In that mind is all emotions. In that mind is everything that has ever been thought, said, or produced, and everything that ever will be. And the question becomes, how do we access that? Because we could stand here and we could say to ourselves, gosh, I'm going to think from that one mind. What new thought am I going to bring to bear today? And it doesn't happen for us. You know, trying so hard that we sort of consciously push it out, you know, rather than just allow it to come. You know, there are some theories in New Thought, and Unity is a New Thought tradition. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore recognized that there was a subconscious mind, there was a reservoir of this singular source, and we could actually reach it and find some wisdom through it by going into meditation. And that would set the stage for us to receive some of these subconscious ideas from this well, which is really our connection to divine mind, which is all things, all ideas, all goodness. And so Charles Fillmore spent 2.5, 3 hours in meditation every day. Every chance he had, he went into meditation so that he could find himself in that space where he was receptive, to more wisdom, to greater ideas. And I think he was really successful in that. So I think that that's the essence of that question. Call it intuition, call it divine resource, call it subconscious mind, call it anything you want. But what's happening is, at the level of your ability, you are actually receiving that which is within divine mind through your own mind. So 3 minutes on the nose. Woo! Thank you, Gay. Thank you very much for that. Wow. I intended to give back a couple of seconds from last week, but no need. Absolutely no need. No. So thank you for the question. Whoever wrote that, I absolutely appreciate it very, very much. I love the Emerson quote itself. And one of the things that we recognize when somebody quotes Emerson with such heady stuff, which resonates with unity so deeply, what we recognize is that is actually the foundation of what Myrtle and Charles Fillmore were talking about when they started this process of putting unity together. You see, Emerson's one of those foundational pillars. Emerson's one of those thinkers that brought forth that beautiful way of bringing spirituality to the forefront. It's great stuff. So we're going to sing a song. Shall we sing a song?
Yes.
All right, let's do that.
Gentle with myself, I will be gentle with myself, and I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself, I will be gentle with myself, and I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart, I will be tender with my heart, and I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart, I will be tender with my heart, and I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I will be easy on myself, I will be easy on myself, and I will love myself like a newborn baby child. I will be easy on myself, I will be easy on myself, and I will love myself like a newborn baby child.
Thank you, Felice. Mitch, that was beautiful. Happy Sunday to each and every one of you. it is my privilege to share the daily word with you. Can you hear me okay? Okay, good. Divine order. During times of uncertainty, I trust divine order. How often have I felt disappointed when something did not work as I had planned or hoped, only to discover a blessing I had not anticipated? Understanding that a seeming obstacle may actually be an unrecognized opportunity, I resist the temptation to wonder why the setback is happening. Instead, I pray, asking what is mine to do. I may receive guidance to wait for a better time to pursue my plan. Or perhaps an insight will arise out of what appeared to be failure, showing me a way forward that will accomplish even greater good. Affirming divine order keeps me patient and trusting in right outcomes in all situations. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then we will see face to face. Now I know only in part. Then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. 1 Corinthians 13:12.
I think I'm just going to hold it.
Good morning. Has anyone told you today that they love you? I love you. This is from Cheryl Richardson, The Art of Extreme Self-Care. It's a very interesting book. 12 practical and inspiring ways to love yourself more. This is chapter 2, and it's called Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. But it's not what you think. She was invited on Oprah's show, and Louise Hayes was there. And Louise was talking about the importance of self-care, self-acceptance by looking yourself in the eyes in the mirror. And she suggested that the audience and the people on the stage do it for 30 days. So Cheryl thought, that's something I could look at. And so she decided that she would do that. And something strange happened. She said, when I finally looked into my eyes and said, I love you, Cheryl, immediately I felt self-conscious, as if someone was watching me. I tried it again and glanced away, feeling embarrassed. On the third attempt, I found myself focusing on the wrinkles around my eyes, the hairs that needed to be plucked at the edges of my brows, and my favorite, the way my skin seemed to be sagging at a bit at my throat. Great, I thought. My attempt for self-love has now turned into a critical assessment of my aging process, and I was failing miserably. So she answered, why is this simple thing so difficult to do? And she realized it's because looking at ourselves intently, especially into our eyes, is a profoundly intimate act. As often as we use a mirror to perform grooming and maintenance tasks, we never stop to gaze longer than a few seconds in our eyes. When we do take time and really look into our eyes, there's no hiding. And most of us come face to face with the truth that we've abandoned the person that we see in the mirror. I know that as I stared into my own eyes and repeated the phrase, I love you, Cheryl, I had to confront the fact that the statement didn't ring true, that I love myself. The reality was I saw flaws long before I felt love, and that's the point. To practice extreme self-care, you must learn to love yourself unconditionally, accept your imperfections, embrace your vulnerabilities. From a spiritual perspective, it's about recognizing that you're a soul in a human suit. When you treat and view yourself with respect you deserve, you experience the peace that comes from being present to yourself. So what Cheryl did is she started doing it whenever she saw a mirror, driving in the car, looking in the rear mirror, when she's preparing to put her makeup on, when she sees a reflection in a shop window. And little by little, at the first week, she noticed the critical voices in her head were getting quieter and quieter. By the second week, she realized that this kinder, gentler perspective began to radiate out of her daily life. She says, I was becoming patient with others, and that was new. She said that as I was now able to steer my mind to the present rather worrying so much about the past or the future, I was less apt to push myself to do things I didn't want to do. I thought, maybe this exercise isn't so silly. And then after a month, I was still practicing this, and I noticed whenever something happened that was stressful or upsetting, it didn't bring me down so much or stay with it long. Instead, I remained calm and steady. And then she realized and started looking around in the rest of her life. And she looked at the cat that her husband, they adopted from a shelter named Popond. And she realized that how I treat my cat, I should treat myself with unconditional love, with focus, with love, kindness, even when they break something or knock over a plant. And she said, the longer I used the mirror exercise, the more I began to see that an important shift was underway, a shift from good girl to good mother. On a fundamental level, that's what extreme self-care is all about, extraordinary mothering. A good mother knows what knows what helps a child feels whole in every way. She develops a finely tuned sensor that lets her know what her children need, and using a loving, discerning eye, does her best to meet these goals. And she thought, why not be a good mother to ourselves? So, the thought for our 2-minute meditation is this. Did anybody tell you they love you today? And say to yourself, I love you. And as you gently open your eyes, let us now say the prayer of St. Francis. God, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine presence, grant that I might not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in the giving that we receive, it is in the pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is through grace that we are given eternal life.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, oh, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. I'm feeling good, yeah. Dragonfly on the sun, you know what I mean. Butterflies flying free, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when the day is done, you know what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a bold world for me. I'm feeling good. Ooh, feeling good. Oh, inside I'm feeling good. Yeah. Oh, feeling good. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Freedom is mine, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new light. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new light. A new dawn, a new day, a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Oh, I'm feeling good. Thank you.
Well, that's for sure in your wheelhouse, you know? That's your wheelhouse. Woo, that was hot stuff. All right, so you know what's interesting about life is that things pop up, you know, and they're really not coincidences. I don't really believe in coincidences, but things pop up that kind of set the stage for the next thing to happen, the next idea to be thunk, the next thing for us to do. And that question that we had earlier about the one mind is such a good question for what we're going to do next. You see, in this one mind, all things occur, all things exist, all ideas abound, all healing takes place, all beauty, all truth, all knowing exists. And so when each of us enters into that space where we know we have connected with and aligned with this one mind, amazing things can happen. As we do it as a group, even greater things happen. Even greater things happen. That's one good reason why we do prayer with other people. We do prayer on World Day of Peace, which is magnificent. The whole world gets together and prays for peace. And we do that because we want to see a peaceful world. We want to feel the peace within us, and we want to walk the peace that we wish to see. And so in this world today, we find ourselves wanting that as well. We want to be the peace that we would like to see. And we enter into that space to see peace, to feel peace, to know peace, and that's our role. That is our role. Our role is not to cheer it on or deny that it exists or any of those other things. Our role is to be peace. Do you get what I'm talking about? Our role is to be the peace that we wish to see. That's how we do it. That's how we align with the one mind, which is all peace. That's how we bring what it is we'd like to see into existence. It's also how we help with the healing process for anybody, for you, for me, and for people who right now are in a space where healing is absolutely necessary, even when they know how to heal. Don's here alone today. Don's here alone because Bonnie, who normally sits right here, is in the hospital over at Huntington Memorial, and she's in a critical care unit. Jackie and I went to see her yesterday, and we spent some time with Don and saw Bonnie in that space. And Bonnie's a person that knows how to heal. Bonnie knows. Her body knows. She's aligned with the one mind. She feels it and knows this teaching at a deep level. I've known her for a long time. And many people in this room have known her for a long time. So she finds herself right now with the appearance of a couple of different infections. One's a blood infection and one's a urinary tract infection. And that urinary tract infection has affected her kidney function. And so she's on dialysis for that. And the medication that she needed in order to make all of this happen affected her blood pressure, which created the next new problem. And on we go. The next medication's necessary. And then the breathing is difficult. And then the heart rate is difficult. And then we find ourselves in a position here where what we're doing, each of us is going to do, is see Bonnie as perfect, whole, and complete. We see her as we know her as perfect, whole, and complete. And we feel her attaching to that idea and that feeling of her perfection. Can we do that? Can we do that right now? So, and by the way, this is a powerful exercise, not only for Bonnie, but for each and every one of us, as we know that we're aligning with this one mind where all health and all healing resides. And so please join me in that space. Feel yourself in that space, that loving space where healing is occurring, where aligning with this one mind is the way of life with a capital L. And see with me Bonnie Simons as perfect, whole, and complete, with her beautiful outfit on, with her hair so perfectly done, with the smile on her face, with her ability to look you in the eye and demonstrate love in this very moment. And see that perfection, see that beauty, feel it, know that it's true. Put yourself in a position of being able to look in, as Bill says, her eyes right now, and to be able to say, I love you. I love you. And so we know that she has all the right people working to bring her to that space where her body is absolutely perfect, whole, and complete. There's wholeness abounding right now. We know that she's in exactly the right space mentally and emotionally for this to happen. For at a deep level, she knows how to heal. And she's in the process of that right here and right now in our minds and in our hearts. And it's occurring as she is in the bed at the critical care unit in the Huntington Memorial Hospital, and we see it occurring as she, in our mind's eye, feels better, opens her eyes, greets visitors. She's a part of a community that loves and cares for her. In spirit is that caring nature, which is us as we love and care for her in mind and in heart. We see this, we know it's so, and with great thanksgiving for the love of Spirit and the love of this congregation, we know that healed and whole and perfect is not only her true state, but ours as well. I release this into the mind of God, knowing that it is already done. Please join me by saying, and so it is. Amen. Thank you, guys. You know, the power of that. I mean, I don't know if your skin tingles when you enter into that space, but mine does. Mine does. And the power of it is so incredible as we all enter into that space. And so thank you for that. Don, thank you for coming today. Thank you for coming to that place where you know the power is, so that you can bring it up in you as well. I mean, sometimes we have to be connected to those people that we love and those people that care about us as well, so that we can access that power that runs through us and flows through us as the God in us, as us. So, yeah. You know, this topic today of play and rest is, I know that it's central to the way that Bonnie lives life, Don. I mean, Bonnie is playful. Bonnie's a playful person. I mean, if you've known her and been in her element, you've seen her over time play with her animals. I mean, it was really quite something to see her play with the birds when you know, they would come to your house and really enjoy your company. I mean, and I just love the idea that she's so incredibly playful. So she's going to enjoy this today. She's on our wavelength. She'll enjoy this talk. She'll get it, you see. And you know, if there's any laughter involved in what it is that we're doing today, she's laughing right along with us. Just so that you know that. You don't need to feel guilty because you're having a good time now that you know somebody's in the hospital. You don't. Because she knows that it's these kinds of things, these experiences that we have that are playful and restful and beautiful and sometimes purposeless are what keeps us alive. You know? Keeps us alive. And so I picked the title for today's talk of Cultivating, Play, and Rest, because most of us kind of need to do that. You know, we really do need to cultivate, play, and rest. You know, play is something that a lot of people don't get. And I got to tell you, I have had to practice playing in a way that works in the way playing is intended. Let me give you an example. So I'm better at this now. But it used to be that if I was going to play a game with my kids, I had to beat them. That was not play. That was not play. That became a high-stakes situation. Play with my kids is when there's no real purpose for what's going on, which is for me to create dominance, you know, over the children. No, for me to uphold my ego, which is can't beat dad, still can't do it. You know, he's got gray hair everywhere. He still can't do it. No, that's not play. That's something other than play. That's so different, It's, I don't know what it is, but for me, as a competitive spirit at heart, it seemed rather serious, I'm on the pool table playing with my kids, and man, I got to beat them, I remember the first time I got beat by one of them, and I thought, oh, that'll never happen again. I did not say it to them, but just kidding. So, what's really helped me in that regard is that I root for them now. I root for people who are playing with me. I root for them because this is an exercise of beauty in action. Whatever it is we're doing, I root for them. I want them to not only do the best that they possibly can, but I want them to win. I really do. I want them to win. And that includes when Jackie and I play, we play a lot of, we are players in the sense that, we'll play games together, we'll dance together, we'll laugh together, we'll tell jokes together, we'll just have a great old time together. It's a lot of fun. And it truly is play. It's not a competition. But I can beat you. Yes, you can. She can. She can and she does. And what do I say when you do? I do. I like it now. So now I like it now. Yeah. Well, see, that's growth. It's growth. I know there's growth in this. I know it. So, do you know that there are some researchers that research play and have been researching it for decades? I mean, it is really an incredibly important part of life. And play and rest are almost synonymous. They go hand in hand. I mean, play is as important as resting, as sleep. Play is as important for each and every one of us to gain stability in life as the rest that we know we need. You know how sometimes you don't get enough rest and you think, I'm exhausted? I'm just exhausted. I'll go ahead and make it up with a nap or something, today or tomorrow or whatever. But you're not ever able to do that. Play helps you like the rest you can't get. Play brings you out of that exhausted state. It's something that's incredibly important for each of us to be, as one person I really appreciate, Brene Brown says, wholehearted. To move into wholehearted living, play is an important aspect. But you see, a lot of us don't know what play really means. I mean, seriously, it's taken me a long time to figure it out, what play really means. So we're not the greatest players. And we're not the greatest resters either, because somehow during our time on this planet, people have told us that we have to get things done. And if you're resting, you're a slacker. And if you're still in bed, doggone it, there's something wrong with you. And if you're sleeping more than 4 hours a day, well, you'll never be successful. You've heard that. I know you have. You're laughing because that's what you heard people say. I remember when I was interviewing for a relatively important law firm job, the thing that the senior managing partner wanted to express to me most of all was that he doesn't need sleep. He only needs about 3 or 4 hours a night. And I thought, oh my God, is that what my life is going to look like? Because what happens is, you drive to the office and you better be there before he gets there. And then you have to stay until he's ready to leave. I mean, that's just the way the game is played. But I didn't want that to be my life. But I stepped into it anyway. Isn't that interesting? I don't know. That's a priorities issue. So we're told that rest is not an appropriate thing. Many of us have had that kind of swirling around in us for a long time. And we're also told that play's not an appropriate thing either. You're no longer a child. So how do you get this play and rest thing incorporated into your life? How do you do it? Well, first of all, you got to have a doggone good reason to do it. And one of these scientists that I'm talking about that has done all of this work on play says the following about the scientific value of play and rest as well. There are several benefits to play and rest for humans, focusing on its impact on brain function, neuroplasticity, and overall well-being. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're talking science. Now we're talking about the things we can do for ourselves that's going to enhance our lives and make our brains more receptive to things and keeping information in longer rather than forgetting that stuff. Right, Steve? Yes. Steve holds on to information really well. He does a better job than I do about that, you know. He tries to remind me of conversations we have, and I go, I don't know. Show me. Did you write it down? I'm going to need that. Enhanced neuroplasticity. All right, so, neuroplasticity is a big deal nowadays. Neuroplasticity is what allows us to create new neural pathways so that we can do different things, so that we can hang on to, memories, so that we can build new ways of creating. I mean, neuroplasticity is a big deal. We used to think that if you killed brain cells or didn't have them, you'd never get them. They said the brain isn't going to develop and grow and replace cells and neurons and all that, but it does. It does. It does if it's stimulated. And the thing that I love about this is that what that does is prove this idea that thoughts are creative, that bringing thoughts of what it is you'd like to see to mind and being consistent with it brings about what it is you're thinking about. As you think, so shall you be. If you think about it, you bring it about. Statements like that are not just, rhyming phrases that somebody thought was cute. I mean, it really does happen. I mean, if we focus on something, it shows up in our lives. If we focus on something, we see it. And neuroplasticity is the proof of that. You see, if you decide that you want to do something and you visualize yourself as doing it, the brain starts to work by building new neural pathways. Isn't that interesting? Play is so instrumental in this, and rest allows it to happen. So here we go. Enhanced neuroplasticity. Engaging in play increases plasticity of the prefrontal cortex, making it more adaptable and capable of change in response to experiences. That's the scientific way of saying what I just said. Here's what else we get from it. We get flexible thinking from play and rest. Playing, particularly in novel and low-stress environments, encourages the brain to see new possibilities and engage in flexible thinking. So when this scientist says low-stress environment, he's talking about low-stakes environments, where you're not engaging in the competitive aspect of what it is that you're doing. So it's different for a professional golfer to go out and play with somebody on a, Tuesday or Wednesday just for fun, and that same golfer going out and playing for the money they need to put the food on the table. It's a different experience, a totally different experience. Now, being able to separate those two things is the golfer's job. Sometimes they're not able to do that very, very well, And so there lies the difficulty. But the neuroplasticity that occurs and the thinking processes that are enhanced are those that are involved in low-stakes play. So when you get into that competitive realm, you find yourself in a different arena. So here's the rule that these guys are really setting forth, and that is that if you're engaged in something that appears to have no reason or no goal necessarily, if you're engaged in some activity like that and you're really feeling it and you're enjoying it, then you are at play and you're going to get the benefits. There are other benefits too. Therapeutic effects. Play can help you overcome stress, and negative impacts of trauma are affected also by really, really great play episodes. And personal development starts to occur, where throughout life you start to recognize that maybe you need to be able to to cultivate better and more relationships. You know, your life is sort of narrowing, you know, and so play helps you build and personally develop so that you can widen your circle in a wonderful way, so that you can create these relationships where you actually get to know people and enjoy the experience when you're with them. And you get in the habit of doing that wherever you go. So you start bringing more people into your world. Now, if you went to the class, our 4-week class, which is Healing Self-Condemnation, and there are a lot of you in this room that did, there's a new community that has developed in there. There are new connections that have developed. There's something brand new that's happened that didn't exist before and is in each and every one of us in that group, that was provided by safety and vulnerability. There was authenticity happening in that room, and I see some heads nodding like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And we vowed to get together. You know, this is 4 weeks, yeah, the 4 weeks are over for that class, but the class isn't over. See, and we're always in class, really. We're always kind of in class because we're in connection now. We're in connection with one another. We don't have to be in the room in order for that to happen, but we vowed to make it happen again. And so those are the kinds of new things we're talking about. You know, this personal development. And we could tell that there was not only serious stuff going on, but there was play happening because people were laughing. People are sharing stories. People are laughing and just having a really, really good time. So what do you think about laughter as play? You think that's play? Does that sound like play? Yeah, it does. Laughter is really, really good play. Anybody here ever gone to laughing yoga? Anybody know do you guys know what you have? Clifton, you can admit it. Raise your hand high. I've been to laughing yoga. All right. Look at you guys. You've been to laughing yoga. Oh, so you know the routine. And some of you are probably going, I don't know what laughing yoga is. I'm not sure what laughing yoga is. You know, and what do you do in laughing yoga? I mean, do you strike a pose or a downward dog and somebody tickles you? I mean, don't know. Well, the first thing they do is make it look like it's sort of scientific, because the laughing creates better breathing and oxygenation, you see. So in laughing yoga, you do it at first because you know it's going to help you be a better yoga-ette, or yoga-er, or yogationist, or whatever you are when you do yoga. I don't know what you are when you do yoga. Yogi, you're a yogi. You're a yogi, of course. Of course. Thank you. Boo-boo. I love that cartoon. You know, before I get into this laughing yoga thing, I want to set the stage for how I feel about this kind of stuff that I think is really funny in life. Is that Jackie and I have watched certain sitcoms over and over and over again because they're so darn funny. I don't know if you've ever done that. If you have your favorite sitcoms, and one of those sitcoms is Mom. We watch Mom all the time. And we sometimes watch an episode that we've seen maybe 10, 15 times, huh? But what happens when you do that, and it sounds kind of silly, is you begin to understand the language of that sitcom and you talk in that sitcom language, meaning when you want to say something, you can say it in a line out of the sitcom. And it's not necessarily you saying it, but you're saying something that, in this case, Bonnie or Christy or somebody in that sitcom actually said on TV. And when you can answer a question like that, it just becomes funny. It's so funny. And you recognize that you're doing that, and it's a playful thing. I mean, having your own language, being able to converse in ways that other people might not understand because you have your own language, I mean, it's kind of a fun thing. It's a real playful thing. And it can make you laugh, because we're always laughing about things like that. But laughing is so good. Laughing is play. And if you could take one thing away from today's play talk, it would be laugh more, and find yourself in situations where you're able to laugh and aren't afraid to laugh and really want to feel that heavy-duty laughter. And not at things necessarily, not at things. Because when we're laughing in laughing yoga, we're not laughing at the way you're doing certain moves. You know, we're not laughing at what you're wearing, how you look in your Lululemons or whatever it is you're wearing. We're not laughing at that. We're just laughing. And I want you to join me in this because this is going to be a lot of fun. I want you to raise your hands over your head. And this is the way it's going to go. And as you drop your hands, you take a deep breath now, and as you drop your hands, you're going to just laugh. Drop your hands. Do it again. One more time. That created genuine laughter, didn't it? I mean, it really did create genuine laughter. You have just done a class of laughing yoga, you guys. You didn't work up a sweat or anything. But I'll tell you, it was a spiritual experience, wasn't it? Some people engage in the laughing game. You know, you start off by, starting your little fake laugh, and then all of a sudden you're with somebody, so you see them and hear them laugh, and you go, pretty soon you're laughing so hard that you're crying, or maybe you need to go to the bathroom and didn't make it in time. I mean, that kind of laughter is real play. That kind of laughter is, well, they say it's good medicine. I mean, I remember reading the Reader's Digest specifically for laughter, the best medicine, And those jokes were corny, but I would laugh at their corniness. My father liked to make people laugh, and he specifically would tell a joke over and over and over again to try and get people to laugh. Now, it was funny the first time. Not so funny the second time, or the third time, or the fourth time, but after the fifth or sixth time, I started to get a rise and a laugh out of the fact that he was telling it so many darn times, It's like, here he goes again. He's doing it again. You see, because there's a turtle and a snail meeting at an intersection. They're meeting right there at an intersection. Now, it's a four-way stop, but it didn't seem to matter to the turtle and the snail. And they hit each other. They ran into each other. They were taken to the hospital. And while in the hospital, a police officer comes in and approaches the snail first and says, "What happened?" And the snail says, I don't know. It all happened so fast. Come on. That one's for my dad, okay? All right. And he would tell that over and over and over and over and over again. And he didn't even start with, "Have you heard the one about?" No, he would just go into it like it really happened, And I think he had that smile on his lips a lot because he did that. I mean, he thought he was funny. And he cracked himself up. How many people in here actually cracked themselves up? I crack myself up, man. I see your hands are all over. That's great. Laughter. It just clears your mind of everything that, it's just hard, It does. It clears your mind and somehow brings you closer to the divine in my mind. You see, I have this picture of Jesus laughing. You guys ever seen Laughing Jesus? I mean, I believe that a complete human being brings a ton of laughter into the world. And Jesus would not have attracted so many people to what he was doing had he not had all of those things going for him, had he not been a complete human being, had he not laughed and smiled and engaged in play. I mean, I don't see it happening unless he was a complete, wholehearted human being. And I think that when you read all of the things that give us an idea of what Jesus was like, he's kind of the definition of a wholehearted human being, stepping into hard things. You don't have to be religious to see just what kind of a great example he is for us today. Stepping in when it's difficult, making the situation better. And you know how that usually happens. You make people feel alive. and then you demonstrate that aliveness. Then you have a meal with them, and then you laugh, and then whatever it is that you do with one another when you're really, really, really connecting. So, I think, Bonnie, you got that? Got that, Bonnie? I see Bonnie. Yeah, I got that, huh? So, thank you for that setup, Bill, with You Are Loved. I appreciate that very, very much. I love I today. I love me. I love the I that is me. And I also love you that loves the I that is me. And so, I don't know if I said that right, but me loves you. And so it is. All right, you guys. So we are going to do the Millie. This is called the Millie. Here she comes. You know, we are absolutely dedicated to this community, to making certain that this community thrives and survives and is the center of healing for each and every one of us, and the center and a receptacle for our gratitude. And so together we say first, I'll do that after. Together we say with each other our community giving. God is the source of my overflowing supply, and I am grateful. And so it is. Is there something I have? Oh, yours. I'll get it later. Yeah. Yeah, I'll play.
Got a drummer today. Special guest drummer. Are you ready? Woo! 'Cause you gotta play, right? Play it. Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. You only live once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. Doesn't matter if you're young or old. Let the good times roll. Don't sit there mumbling, talking trash. You wanna have a ball? Come on, let's spend some cash. Let the good times roll. Come on, let the good times roll. Doesn't matter if you're young or old. Let the good times roll. So you know what? Tell the whole gang we're back in town. I got $1.25 running the clock. Won't let nobody play me cheap. I got 50 cents more than I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna let the good times roll. Everybody let the good times roll. If you feel it in your soul, you gotta let the good times roll. 'Cause no matter weather, stormy weather, you wanna have a ball, everybody get together. Feel it in your soul, lose control, let the good times roll. Woo! And play.
All right, you guys. Awesome. See, that's playing. Now, I want to tell you before you come on down here that we have people online, and I know you guys enjoyed the play that we engaged in because we enjoyed it too. And Victoria's on, by the way. Victoria, we miss you. We got Audrey Owen. So good to see you, Audrey. We have Michael O'Brien. Michael's online. Isn't that great? We got David Sisson. Oh, David Sisson. You know, he's a watcher. He's great. Fantastic. Good to see you, David. We have Victor and Sylviane. We got Colleen. Come on, Colleen. And we got Sherilyn. And we got Charles DeTurk. And we got even more that are going to show up as we move on through the week. So we're excited. Now, come on down, Millie. You're such a great usherette. You really are good.
Trained very hard.
Trained. You trained hard for it. You went to school for it. Yeah, it's great. And so this is what we know. We know that Unity of Pasadena, with great integrity, utilizes these tithes and treasures in ways to bring about a wholeness and a healing to our community here and to the community at large. We bring about a consciousness of goodness, of peace, of love, and beauty. And this space is a beacon of light for all who need the love that we have and share. Ah, that's lofty stuff, and we just love being it. So I release these words into the law of mind, knowing that they're already done, and with great thanksgiving, we say together, and so it is, amen. Thank you. All right, you guys, so now we got our president, Barbara.
I guess the fun isn't over yet, right? I know. Well, let's do a little celebration about our vision, mission, and core values, okay? Beginning with our mission, envisioning a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission, which is transforming lives by living and sharing our truth of divine wisdom, compassion, and love, using practical spiritual principles. And our core values, which are creating community, living love, teaching truth, and serving spirit, all in a playful way on certain days. Thank you. And we're not quite done yet, because I think there's a few July birthdays around here. How many July birthdays are present today? 1, 2. Okay, wait a minute. Wait, we got Sam and, yes, Gay and Marty and who was the other one? Oh, Carol. Okay, Mitch. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear everyone. Happy Okay, I know Gay's was on the 4th of July, so she's already celebrated. Sam, when is yours? 31st. Oh, the 31st. Okay, and Carol? The 16th. And somebody has one today. Who's left? Marty. Okay, so happy birthday, everybody. July is a great, playful month to have a birthday in. And we'll continue our celebration very shortly with wonderful hospitality provided by Team D through J. Thank you. And next Sunday, being the second Sunday, that'll be the Team K through R. And anybody who's been robbed from other teams. Okay, anyway. We all enjoy it so much, and thank you everyone for always participating and for cleaning up. That's the fun part, right? Okay. Well, now coming up this month, we're going to have some more enjoyment, education, wellness, and it is with our holistic health and wellness fair. And Jackie, do you have some updates? Okay.
Hi, everybody. Everything's going along really well. We have so many things lined up for you on that day. We have a palm reader, we have ear seeding, we have ear honing, we have Reiki, we have the healing machine by Lee, we have, what else do we have? We have a chair massage, we have, what'd you say? Yep, the Sonic Sisters, Basha and Pinocchio, are going to be doing sound healing with Reiki at the same time. Outside, we're going to have some vendors. We have the honey guy will be here, and we have J&J juices. We have jewelry and clothing, and the day's just really filling up nicely. We also have these beautiful brochures that tell a lot. It tells the prices, the times of the sessions that are going to be happening inside. They're beautiful. Amanda has done a fabulous job with our flyers and with putting these brochures together. Thank you, Amanda. It's been a lot of work. And we do have some of these out there on the table right in the other room too. So if you go somewhere, a coffee shop or somewhere local, and you want to grab a couple of these and leave them there, please do so. Or the flyers, if you want to hang them up somewhere, there's plenty of them back on the back table. We really would appreciate that. Also, there's been a lot of advertisement about this. Amanda put advertisement in the Pasadena events paper, so it's been circulating, and people have actually been reaching out to Gay in the office to even participate in it, and we're full. So it's really a good thing. Also, we are having the bake sale. I only have one person. Georgette's the only one that signed up for the bake sale so far, and we would really like to make that part of our fundraiser and a successful part of our fundraiser. So if you want to bake some cookies or bring a pie or some cakes or cupcakes or anything, let me know and let's get you signed up for that. And I think that's it. More will be revealed.
Okay, and again, hopefully the air conditioning will be completed by that time. The 2 units have been ordered. The next step is we're just waiting to hear from the contractor about when they can actually come out and do it. So hold a thought of next week. Okay, and then remember, Gay's in the office Monday through Thursday now, 10 to 2. All right, thank you.
All right, you guys, we got some things to do here to close this up so we can have something to eat. We are going to stand for the silent unity prayer for protection. And that gets us in a perfect position to do our closing song, which is the peace song today. Yes, indeed. So please join me in the silent unity prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is. I am divine, and all is well. Now, following the peace song, if you'd like prayer, please stay in your seats.